Hey YouTube, Zipdisk here again. Doing my second of the G2 Autorollers reviews today. That would be Dirtbag, who turns into a nice dump truck. I like Dirtbag. I have one major gripe in this mode, and that's that this head tends to fall apart and be a bit floppy and not exactly what I want. Also, you can't lift the dump truck bed at all because of the way it works in transformation. But other than that, it's not too bad. Unlike with Roadblock, there is no seat inside the cab. There's just a large peg running all the way through it. And even though he doesn't have a Decepticon logo on him, he kind of gives away what he is by the fact that he's got T-Form written in chrome on the front of his grill. I don't know if you can see that with the camera, but it's right there. Again, minimal stickering, but not too bad. He has absolutely no functionality in this mode other than just to roll. Unlike Roadblock. In some ways, I like this figure better. In some ways, I like Roadblock better. It's a mixed bag, really. They were trying something new with this, and it was kind of towards the end of G2. I mean, there were originally 4 Autorollers planned. 2 of them got canceled and only released later in the Beast Wars 2 line. And like Roadblock, Dirtbag here got re-released. He was called Auto Stinger, which doesn't really make much sense to me, but oh well, it's the Japanese. What do you want? His transformation is pretty much exactly the same. You flip this black switch in the back to this position to engage the gears, and then you roll him up. He separates in the back like that to make it go forward, and then he splits and transforms. And then you just flip the switch in the back to lock him into this mode. His arms will come up, bend at the elbows, go out to the sides, spin 360 on both sides, and he has missiles stored on either side of his arms, which is kind of cool. He also has a double-barreled missile launcher right here in the front. Just pull these ones off the side, load them in, and much like Roadblock, his missiles are launched very effectively. In fact, watch. Yeah, push them forward, and there they go. They launch nicely. I like that. He also has another gimmick, which in some ways makes me rather happy to have this guy and the other guy, because one of my biggest gripes with Roadblock is he has no hands at all. Dirtbag has a clamp. He's got the clamps! He'll give you the clamps, man, the clamps! And if anyone gets that joke, you watch Futurama. Again, no leg movement whatsoever, and he has an interesting head sculpt. I bring this up, if you can see the head sculpt, he has sort of a mono eye and a respirator with cables. It looks very similar to another giant robot face from a totally different line. In fact, it looks very similar to the head of a Zaku 2 from Mobile Suit Gundam. Anyone who's not familiar with the Zaku 2 obviously doesn't watch Japanese giant robot shows. The Zaku 2 is basically the grunt antagonist mech from the original Gundam. I just find it kind of funny that the head looks almost exactly the same on both of them in their own way. I like the way it looks. It's different, it's strange, very definitely not a humanoid style head on him, and it turns, of course, but only about the 45 degrees that the just about the same as Roadblock's head. So, you know, not awful. Now, the 2 that didn't get released in the US were a jet plane and a sort of SWAT vehicle with a disc launcher. Those were released in the Beast Wars 2 line as Auto Jetter and Auto Launcher. I need to pick those 2 up eventually just for completion of the Autoroller set. But like I said, they're not G2s, they're Beast Wars the 2nd figures. You can take his missiles and put them on the side here to store them. In fact, I kind of like the way it looks to have all the missiles stored on one side and then the clamp on the other side. It seems to free up I don't know, it just looks good to me. It looks like those are some sort of shields on his side to to help him out. And let me read you his bio real quick. I'll set him down for a second and while I get his bio prepared. And of course he comes with another one of these, which are those pop-up cards. He and Roadblock were the first two to come up with this short-lived gimmick. Dirtbag functions material transport. Move it or lose it. Carries massive amounts of munitions into battle to support Decepticon troops. If Autobots begin to achieve victory, he instantly converts into Robot Warrior mode to join the fight. Armed with a devastating double-shot missile launcher and Crusher Claw, he's a formidable fighter despite lack of agility and speed. Titanium/steel composite armor allows resistance to laser fire, but also hinders overall combat efficiency. In other words, he's slow because he's so bulked up and armored. His strength is 8, intelligence is 3, speed is 2. He is a slow guy. Endurance is 9, which makes it better than Roadblock's. Rank is 4, courage is 6, firepower is 7, and a skill of 4. He's not as skilled, he's not as courageous, but he makes up for it in just sheer endurance and toughness. This guy is tough. And like the first one, I got him sealed in package. The package was in a bit of buffed and damaged and messed up condition, but the figure itself is immaculate. There is no problem with this figure at all, aside from the aforementioned floppiness, and the floppiness in the vehicle mode. But, it was an experimental time for Transformers. They were between lines, they were between G1 and Beast Wars, and a lot of the test bed stuff that they got in this, you could definitely see in the later Beast Wars line, especially with the articulation in the arms. No leg articulation at all. Basically, all he can do is the sticky leg drop. That's it. I like it. It's an interesting figure for my collection. I really do want to get some repro labels and put at least a Decepticon logo on him somewhere, probably up here. Maybe here, but I don't want to cover up the chest detail at all from the grill. Anyway, this has been Zipdisk. If you can get your hands on these guys for a decent price, like I said in my last video, go ahead and do it. They're an interesting addition to your collection. Just don't pay too much for them. This has been Zipdisk with another Transformers review, and I'll talk to you later. Might do another today, might do one tomorrow. Never know when I'll get in the mood to do one. Have a great one. Bye.